They say death is the end, but to a seeker, it is merely a door, a transition, a whisper from the beyond calling one home. In this final chapter, we travel to the edge of existence, where the boundaries of body, mind, and karma dissolve into stillness. This is not just about dying. This is about liberation. In the yogic tradition, liberation is called moksha. It is not a fantasy or a reward for good behavior. It is a profound possibility, the shading of all that binds us to the cycle of life and death. But what does it really mean to be free? Imagine walking through life with invisible chains, the memories, desires, and fears that cling to your being lifetime after lifetime. Liberation is not escape. It is clarity. It is when the chains fall without struggle, when even karma finds no ground to hold. Sadhguru reveals that liberation is not granted by some divine force. It is earned through intense inner work. It is the natural flowering of one who has seen beyond identity, who no longer mistakes the body for the self, the mind for the soul, or the world for truth. When a being attains such inner stillness, even death bows in silence. There is no panic, no lingering, just a gentle unbinding, like a leaf that falls from the tree when the season is done. That is the beauty of a conscious death. But liberation is not just for monks or yogis in the mountains. Sadhguru reminds us, it is for anyone with longing, anyone willing to look within, anyone who is tired of repeating the same karmic tapes, life after life. He speaks of enlightened beings who chose to stay, not because they must, but because compassion compels them. Their lives are not driven by karma, but by a purpose far beyond personal gain. They move like the wind, untouched and free. At the moment of liberation, there is no judgment, no scales weighing right and wrong. There is only dissolution, a melting into the source. The soul becomes light, not in weight but in essence. The longing to become becomes fulfillment itself. Sadhguru says, when the fire of longing consumes all that is false, what remains is the real. Liberation is not about going somewhere. It's about no longer needing to go anywhere at all. In death, most carry baggage. The unresolved, the unfinished. But the liberated carry nothing, not even themselves. They do not return. They do not linger. They become the silence between the stars. This final chapter is not just the end of a book. It is a mirror, a call, a reminder that this life is a brief chance to turn inward, to dissolve the boundaries we cling to move from survival to transcendence. Perhaps you felt it, that subtle ache, that haunting question. Is there more than this? Liberation is the answer, but not in words. In being. In becoming empty enough to hold the infinite. There are tools. There is guidance. But ultimately, it is your own inner fire that burns the path. No one can walk it for you. No one can liberate you but you. As this chapter closes, know this, death is not the enemy. It is the most honest companion. If you walk with awareness, even death will become a doorway into freedom. If this message has stirred something deep within you, walk with it in silence. Let it settle. And when you're ready to explore more of these timeless truths, you're welcome to journey with us again.